Works great. Well, we got the last job of the year done, so we're done with this pressure washer until next spring or next summer. So right now what I'm going to do is show you how I get this thing ready for cold weather. Now if you don't have a heated garage or somewhere like your basement where it's not going to freeze, you're probably going to bust some stuff on your pressure washer if you don't clean the water out of it. And I'm going to show you how I clean the water out of it. Now you probably could get an antifreeze to put through it. I don't. I just take some bolts out, blow some hoses out, and then it's good till the next year. And I do know this works because I've been doing it for many years with this pressure washer. It's not very new, it's pretty old, so, and it still works perfectly fine. So I'll show you how I get it ready for the winter. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the nozzle handle, squeeze the handle, then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put some air in this end of the hose. And all the water is going to come out the other end. And we're just blowing air through there to get all the water out of there. So that way I know my hose is good and clean and my wand has no water in it. So we know that it's good and clean now with no water in there. I'll just put it on there again. I squeeze the trigger, put it in the hose, turn it on, make sure nothing comes out. So now my wand is no longer has any water in it. So I don't have to worry about it freezing and busting anything. So that's another way you could do that is take both sides of the hose off, run air through this, and then blow air through this too. Just to make sure there's no water inside of it, because there's water in there, it'll make ice, and then once it makes ice it swells up and it breaks things. So we're going to go ahead and roll this up and get it out of the way. Now on the back of the pump you got 5 bolts here. I'm going to break these 5 bolts loose. This is your pump. Now, if you just take these and break them loose, real good, we'll go ahead and take them out. You'll see a bunch of water when I break this loose come out from underneath of it. And yes, I do this every year. Now I could probably just get some antifreeze or whatever they tell you to put in them. Now I take this out. You can see the water coming out down below. You can pull this off if you like and just drain the water out of it. Take your screws out. You can see it's clear full of water. So I'm going to go ahead and dump all the water out of it. Now, there's O-rings in here. You was going to rebuild this thing. There's little O-rings in here. This is what you would rebuild. So I'm just going to put my O-rings back on there. Okay. Might as well take this one out. Put it on here. Now I'm just going to take some air. You don't need a lot of air pressure for this, and that's just going to blow it out. Just so I know now I have no water in my pump. Okay, now we have all the water out of this. I'm just going to get a rag and dry it out just a little bit. And I'm going to turn my motor over I'll make sure the switch is turned off and just turn my motor over real slow and make sure there's no water coming out of anywhere else. So we're all good here. All we got to do now is get this dried out and get it put back together. All the water's out of there, it's dried out good. Slip it back on, just the way you took it off. Put your bolts back in there and tighten it back up. Now we know there's no water in this pump at all that I have to worry about freezing and busting something. Now over the years, for me taking these on and off, I've actually put some anti-seize on them to help them come in and out, because I like to do this every year at the end of every summer. Alright, before we turned this thing off, we made sure we ran all the gas out of it, so it has no gas in it to worry about. All the water's out of it, it's good for another year. So in the spring, we'll get it back out, put gas in it, put water in it, shouldn't have any problem with it. I like to tell everybody thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment if you'd like. Till next time.